frolicky song as I roll along my way, with a hey-derry-die and a derry-die-do and a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. Hark to the tale of Robin Hood and of his merry men, his like you are not like to see in all the world again. His bow was long, his arm was strong, and his heart was good and true. Well did he fight to gain the right, and so I pray, may you.
This is the story of the famous outlaw Robin Hood. Robin, known as Robin Fitzooth, and his father Hugh Fitzooth, were famous throughout the English realm as master bowmen. They had had many hours of practice hunting in the forest for their good master, the Earl of Huntingdon. Their skill was now to be brought to the supreme test against the evil and cunning sheriff of Nottingham's men. The sheriff was despised by the people for collecting unjust taxes, whilst good King Richard was away on the Holy Crusades. The place of the test was to be a grand tournament at Nottingham, with the finest archers in all England present.
At Nottingham Fair, of our new sheriff's hirelings, beware, oh, since they levy a tax on thy chattels elsewhere, they may here tax thy bow and thine arrow.
Susan is lad'll tax us, Sheriff. Aye, they'll help to bring his bullies down a peg. The final match will be shot at a distance of 120 paces. The remaining archers are Robin Fitzooth of Huntingdon, Hugh Fitzooth of Huntingdon, Gill in the service of the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Robin's father and the sheriff's archer hit the bullseye, but Robin's arrow split the shaft of the other, and he became receiver of the Queen's prize.
Good bowman, come forward and receive this golden arrow as your reward.
In a gesture of true devotion, Robin presented the golden arrow to the Queen's Lady Marian.
I've tidings to tell, and new songs as well, of the wonders I've seen far and wide. But if you'd hear a tale from Allen a Dale, you must first drop a penny inside. Oh, Robin, who was called Fitzooth, is dwelling in the wood. His coat is changed to Lincoln green, and his name to Robin Hood. Now Robin Hood doth hunt the deer that in the woodlands prowls, but oft times shoots the sheriff's men by sorrowful mischance.
Aye, but Robin, he had good cause. 'Tis known who murdered his father.
Hearken! Hearken! Having been informed of the felonies, robberies, and murders committed by the man known as Robin Hood, our liege Lord Prince John has pronounced upon Robin Hood sentence of outlawry.
You must catch Robin Hood before you can hang him, and you'll find he's not alone. There's many a good lad has taken up his cause.
This'll hang him. With 40 marks in his head, his best friend would fetch him in.
You sheriff's men will wear your legs to your knees before you'll find any Judas that hungry for blood money.
Poor Robin Hood, with a riddle-de-diddle-de-day. He robs the rich to aid the poor, A most unusual practice. But now that he has been outlawed, he needn't pay his taxes. Oh, while the thing is on.
And so, with an ever-increasing number of men joining him, Robin organized his band, now outlawed by the cruel sheriff and Prince John. Robin stood forth to protect the poor people and avenge his father's unjust murder by the sheriff. A whistling arrow was their signal of someone approaching their camp, hidden far within Sherwood Forest.
Red and white, Cousin Will. What's the meaning? Maybe a friend, maybe a foe. We'll go with you, Robin. Nay, if I need your help, I'll call.
Robin descended a woodland path and began to cross a narrow bridge when he was confronted by a tall stranger standing on the opposite side.
Stand aside, fellow.
Wherefore?
To let the better man pass.
Then you stand aside.
Were you as tall as your pride, Goliath, this would bring you down.
Arrow against the staff was never a man's game.
By my faith, no man's ever put the coward's name on me. Will you wait here while I cut a cudgel?
Aye.
Robin rushed to a tree of ash sapling, cut a branch, trimmed it into a 6-foot staff, and returned to duel the stranger.
Like a lad who take his ducking.
Beat me with bowstrings if I dispute any more bridges with you. Oh, you've cracked my head, soaked my hide, and drowned my hunting horn. How are you known?
I'm called John Little, and I seek a proscribed and banished man named Robin Hood.
To what end?
To join him, and I care not who knows it.
Well, he's not far off.
How now, good Master Robin?
Be you Robin Hood?
I be. Well now, John Little.
Would you be of a mind to join us?
I'm your man. There's my hand on it.
What say you, lads? Shall we christen our infant? Aye! Fetch me a hatful of water. Nay. John Little, I dub thee Little John. Rise up, Little John. Aye!
Are you still with us, Little John?
I am.
Hey!
By all the saints, Will Scarlet, you christen like a true churchman. Yet I wish we had some man in holy orders to care for our souls and look to our wounds.
I know of one. A holy hermit who lives near Arford Abbey, upstream from here. But he'd rather break heads than bend them. They call him Friar Tuck.
Robin immediately set out to find this unusual churchman and enlist him for his company. As he approached a large oak tree, he heard the strangest sound coming from the opposite side. Upon closer investigation, Robin discovered a very paunchy friar seated upon the ground. The friar was engaged in a sport of singing to himself, and as he did this, he would pass a wine bottle from the left hand to the right hand and back again, as if two lovers were sharing drink during an outing in the park. This looked like great fun to Robin, and he crept closer to spy on the friar and his make-believe lady.
There was a lover, and his lass sat neath a spreading oak, and lest his heart should break apart, the doting lover spoke. Come sing low, come sing high, come change thy name to mine, and you shall eat my capon pie and drink my Malmsey wine. The maiden turned her head away and answered ill at ease.
Is it in sport you pay me court with such low words as these?
So, pardon, prithee. Come sing low, come sing high, come change thy name to mine, and you shall eat my capon pie and drink my Momsey wine. And drink my Momsey wine. I'll be with you. Get my drink pie, Snoopy Nose.
Nay, nay, we should not quarrel who have sung together so sweetly.
What seek ye here?
Why, I come but to pray in yonder abbey. Is there no bridge?
None. But since you go to pray, I'll not stop you from wading across, as others do.
Oh, thank you. Your kindness tempts me to ask a greater boon. Would you lend me the breadth of your back to carry me over the stream?
Since Robin had pulled his sword, the poor friar had no choice.
Since you press me with such arguments, the scripture says we must bear one another's burdens.
What marvels have I seen today? A friar singing a love song and a horse quoting scripture.
But the wheels were soon turned, and scarcely had Robin dismounted from the poor friar's back on the opposite side when he found himself facing the friar's sword.
How now? I carried you over. You can carry me back. Come sing low, come sing high, come sing thy name to mine.
So, poor Robin was compelled to carry the weight of the massive friar back to the other side. But when they got there, Robin threw the friar, and they began to fight in earnest. During their own private battle, neither Robin nor Friar Tuck were aware that the sheriff and his men, with swords drawn, had surrounded them.
Stand where you are. Take the outlaw alive.
Stand back! You shall not interfere till I'm done with it.
Step aside, priest.
Look you, until our private fight is settled, your claim upon him can wait.
Throw the prating priest into the river.
Stand back!
Take cover!